Yeah, see where you're at. Let's test this out. All right, say something, man, to the camera. No.
Oh, what's up, man? This is Brian, ASK, on TPA, X-Men since '96.
Oh shit, 96.
Yes, sir.
Word up, man. So how was this year's Paint Lewis for you, man?
It was phenomenal. Heard about it over years. Originally from Iowa, so we heard about the legendary Paint Lewis out there. Had some cats come out here. So my first chance to really get into it. It was amazing. It was really good to see the, to get the chance to talk to some other riders from the area, and rock with the X-Men crew like we did this year.
Yeah. How? What was your guys' production or theme or whatever?
There was two crews there. There was the X-Men and then the ASK crew. The ASK crew did the Mortal Kombat theme, and then we had the X-Men who did the classic X-Men theme.
Nice, nice. How big of a space were you guys working with?
Ah, geez, I think it was like 300 feet or something. It was ridiculous. We had so much wall space.
I heard it was like a length of a football field or something like that.
It was really nuts. Thank God, some cats from Chicago brought a paint sprayer, which made the whole world so much easier.
Oh yeah,
Saw those poor guys out there rolling for days.
Nice.
I'm so glad we didn't have to go through it.
How was the weather?
Hot. Hot, man. It was like the hottest weekend this year so far, it seemed. Had a bunch of awesome thunderstorms, didn't help painting at all. Ended up having to kind of rush it at the end to make up for not being able to paint in a typhoon.
Right.
All weather just isn't all weather, you know?
Well, cool. You guys plan on doing something again next year?
Oh, absolutely.
Nice.
X-Men are going to get together. I think we're going to bring some more cats from out of town. So we got this year we just had Chicago and Puerto Rico, Denver, and me here from St. Louis.
Nice. Cool, man. Well, word up, man. Thanks a lot, man. Any shouts out to anybody?
Peace to the X-Men worldwide, TPA worldwide, ASK. That's how we do. Just a bunch of worldwide crews repping it how we do.
All right. Cool, man.
Go ahead and do a sound check. Go ahead.
Check. 1 2 1 2.
So who are you? What do you do?
My name is AJ. I've been painting for quite a few years. Off and on under different names. I've been, born and raised in St. Louis since 1981.
Been around for a long time. I see that shirt, Paint Lewis 98. Looks like you've done this a couple of times, huh?
Yeah, I mean, actually, this year's event was my first time actually organizing it. All the other years past, I was a little shorty, just fucking going out, painting, hanging out, meeting fucking. Today now fucking legends, so it was been a real blessing, man, to get back, to get this thing back again, revitalize it, that's why we called it the Resurrection, man, because for me that's what it was a resurrecting event that was huge for me, at Grassy.
Oh yeah, speaking of resurrecting, where's it going from here?
Well, right now, with this year though, we had a few problems. One of them being, it's always been hot when Paint Lewis has been going on. Actually, historically, there's always been one fucking storm. This year we got hit with 2. And what we're going to probably do this next year is maybe have it in September or something like that.
Thank you.
Yeah. But, the event basically, in and of itself, it went off pretty well this time around. We had a lot of people that, show respect. We had some that didn't, and they knew who they are. The other part of it is too is like, we're going to try to do more sponsorship wise. This year we were it was all late notice. I got this ship started in March, so it wasn't a lot of planning time that I was able to give to it, and for almost till last week we didn't even know if it was going to happen. At least 2 weeks before, and it's like just getting better and bigger. Hopefully we can still get the amount of artists we had this year. I'm almost positive we could. The other thing is too the musical part of it all. We want to get that better established, better venues, and more food and drink for people, man. If they can, out of not come out of pocket on it, man. I mean, just anything that we can do to help making an easy trip. And I know a lot of kids, fucking coming from all over, just driving their car. And it would be nice for them to be able to come out here, maybe have a place to stay, eat, drink, and just paint. You know, have a good time.
So what did you think of the event this year? It was impromptu. How did it turn out?
It was well, for myself, it was very hectic. Just from from my standpoint, I don't remember a real time being able to sit back and enjoy it. But there was times where, just looking at it, man, it reminded me of the years past. It reminded me of why I was doing it again. I remember, just people meeting each other for the first time. Even some crews that had some beef. Been able to squash that for this event, and that's what it is. For me, Paint Lewis back in '97, that was my first year. I was 16 years old, and I got to watch a lot of cats learn different styles, different techniques. Cats from Los Angeles got to meet cats from the Midwest. Midwest cats got to meet cats from New York, so on and so forth. And from those events, man, people's styles started to change, big time. And you could see it from '97 to '98 to '99 to 2000. The evolving of styles. From one thing to another. And I'll cut it real quick.
Whenever you're ready, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
So what do you think the public opinion is of the wall?
What's interesting is that's been it's always had its negative, but the positive is coming up so much more. In '97, it wasn't even really publicized that much. But every year it was going on until 2000. We always had more and more positive things. We did a lot of, great responses from the community because they looked at it as, it's a tourist attraction. And what's interesting too is how much money that when we have these events it brings into the city. And, I gave the analogy today. Actually, I was talking with Bob, who's working on the Paint Lewis book, that they didn't want a lot of guys coming out here and vandalizing and being obnoxious and all that kind of stuff. And the analogy I gave as well, when people come out of town for baseball games or football games, how many numbers of DUIs and drunken disturbances and all this kind of stuff that comes, but they still be able to do their events. It kind of reminds me of the whole jock and art part of schools. Like how much funding goes into our city's sporting events, but it's always the same thing. It's like, but the art department's like, oh, I don't know. And with graffiti, there's always the the vandalism thing. That's what we come from. That's what but that's not all what we're about. A lot of us are a lot older now. A lot of us do a lot of paid murals and stuff like that. And a few of the guys that came to Paint Lewis were able to do other projects when they were out here. So people are starting to accept more and more that it's not just a big vandal event. It's actually an artistic, event.
With the rejuvenation of Paint Lewis, do you think this will rejuvenate the graffiti community? Do you think the new cats and young kids that haven't seen it since 2001 really got a different take on graffiti in St. Louis now that they got to see these?
And that was another reason why I wanted to do it, since this is my hometown, man. Basically, as soon as Jonah had his beatdown and the Paint Lewis happened, the graffiti here shifted real hard. I think it went more of it definitely was a lot of graffiti still going on in the city, but it was taking on a lot more of a negative. Really, even being involved with some of that stuff myself personally, it was it left a lot of kids that were growing up with a different view on what graffiti is about, I think, and hip hop in general, and I wanted to squash all that. I wanted to kind of, stop the violence in a sense, and because, I had a buddy of mine that died, man, and, a few of them really, because of that kind of actions, and a lot of people in prison for the rest of their lives because of that kind of mentality, man, and it's not needed. I'm not going to say it hasn't had its positive effects, but with this Paint Lewis happening again, I've been able to talk to a lot of younger kids, been in the networks with some of the younger members going all city and supporting them, man, instead of doing what we used to do, and tear them down, what I'm saying? And so it's a positive thing for the up and coming.
You got any shout outs you want to give to give to the local cats, the international cats, the worldwide cats?
Oh yeah, man. Shit, I can give a list for sure. You know, I guess first and foremost with this event, I want to give a big thanks to all the main cats I talk with from the cruise. You know, starting with, you know, like Somber and you know, one from RA crew. You know, of course, a big shout out to the Lowdowns. You know, those cats have, you know, that's where I come from. That's my roots with this city, and it's like, you know, ATT, man, I was really blessed. East, Scribe, all them cats being able to come out again. They got busy schedules, but they made it. You know, everybody from, you know, CMK, fucking Gnome, big shout out to him for helping this whole, you know, his big production coming along. You know, Heckle and the X-Men crew. You know, and you know, Teal coming through with the paint, you know, that was a big benefit. And you know, and really, you know, it's like I give a big shout out to Jonah, man. Without Jonah, you know, Stun, we would not have anything to talk about. You know, I give a shout out to Whisper KMS, who was the main kind of starting point for me to actually go into this whole Payne Lewis deal. We were working together quite regularly on it, and you know, some things had happened, and you know, we had to go our separate ways, but you know, I still got a lot of love for my heart in him and trying to get this Payne Lewis thing going. John especially, you know, I know when I first started talking about all this stuff and just the book aspect, and then bringing into the new event, we got me and John got into it a little about, you know, like I was taking over the event, and I'm like, no, but you know, definitely shout out to him as well, man.
Anything else you want to add to this DVD?
Man, look, I just you know, keep looking forward to bigger and better plans for Payne Lewis, you know, and for those that want to be a part of, man, you know, definitely you can always hit me up at PayneLewisResurrection@gmail.com. We'll be starting up a new email and everything else for the new 2014 event, and like I said, just hit me up and we'll try to make it happen. Peace.
Yeah, let's run a sound check.
Yep.
Yeah.
One,
two. Kick it. All right.
I think he did. I remember him getting hurt or something happened to him. I don't know, because everybody was like all sad and shit. I was kind of high, so I was kind of high in the motherfucker, yo. Like the whole time at all the fucking events, I was kind of like blowed. So I was blowed at the time. So you know.
Let's go ahead and run that and see how it sounds. I mean, you can put
shit, that's what I do need. I needed to make this motherfucker
Yeah,
like a beeper.
Yeah, you can put it right there if you want.
Can you still hear it from right there?
You just set it in your lap. Shit, buddy. Put on your dick. There you go.
Yeah, can you still hear it from there?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. There we go.
All right.
Who we sitting here with?
It's your boy, John Harrington, BC, Midwest Avengers. You know how we do.
I'm AJ, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So what are you doing with Payne Lewis?
Man, you know, it's the same thing. We just bringing it back. You know what I'm saying? It's the resurrection. Shit won't die. You know, it's dead. You know, pump a couple beats in the heart, and then it come back. You know what I'm saying? Like shit, 2013. Like, you know, started off back in like 95, 96. Really didn't get popping until like 98. Now here we go. You know, what, 15 years later, coming back with it, I feel it was success. You know, I don't know how AJ feel about it, but I feel like it was a success. I mean, especially from what it came from in the last year or two. You know what I mean? It really was just, you know, since Stun got better and was coming back around and was getting back into everything deep, and, you know, Whisper was like, yo, let's come through St. Louis and say what's up to everybody, you know, bring, you know, invite a couple people down and see what turned out. And it was cool, I feel. You know, I feel like it's a great way just kind of like to get the vibe going again, to get that feel. I think, you know, it's like that taste blood feeling, like when you taste a little bit and you get that blood in your mouth and all of a sudden you're like, ooh, shit, I want more. You know what I mean? So it was that kind of deal. And, you know, I was working on other events like Slum Fest, Rock You Fest, Beast for Eats. I mean, I do a lot of shows. You know, I mostly do a lot of promotions and stuff, and events, festivals, and you know, a couple people hit me. Brian Walsh hit me from Screwed Arts Collective. Pete Walliger from Stenso and the Eye hit me up talking about some cat named AJ taking over Payne Lewis. Don't nobody know who the fuck he is, you know.
And I ain't gonna tell you, motherfucker.
Yeah, nobody know who the fuck he is. He you know, don't nobody ever say he was whack or, you know, nothing like that. They just, I feel like, didn't know who he was and